I just want to say thank you so much for clicking this video. Now, today's story time is going to be way heavier than my usual story times because this is some serious shiz. I'm also going to be inserting a lot of videos, a lot of pictures, so if you don't do so well when it comes to getting really drastic, you should probably click off, like then click off obviously. Before we even jump into the video, I just want to say please like the video because no more than ever your support, your like, your comment means the absolute world to me. So as you guys know, Jamaica was hit with a catastrophic hurricane by the name of Melissa. As you guys know, Melissa was crawling. She did not want to be here. She was crawling like this whole time. Melissa was crawling. A lot of persons were skeptical, myself included, that she was even going to come because it was supposed to be from the Saturday to the Sunday. It never happened. Saturday, Sunday, no breeze, no rain, no nothing. Around this time, I was going around the property and trying my best to interview a few staff to see where their head was at pertaining to the hurricane. And here's what they said. Are you scared about Melissa?
No, I'm not scared because I undergo with Gilbert, so I know what it's like.
What has the energy been like around the resort?
Well, the energy right now, as you can see, everybody working and trying to get certain things out the way before disaster starts.
Yeah.
Even though we don't want it to come, but it's not going to come.
Are you nervous?
Yes, because it looks like it's going to turn into a hurricane instead of storm.
I think it's already a hurricane, I heard.
Hurricane?
As a mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I love your double nose piercing. Are you prepared?
No, I'm not.
You're not prepared?
No, I'm not.
Are you going to stay over for...
No, I'm not.
Yeah, what if it starts snow while you're here though?
Well, I have to stay.
Now, after those interviews, I realized that there was a lot of preparation. Now, things were getting really serious. As you can see, there was a lot of tying down and packing up, and everybody was just making themselves busy, getting themselves ready for the natural disaster. The Saturday when I brought my stuff officially to sleep over, I only had like 4 days worth of clothes, which was by far not enough. Sunday was a bit tame. Sunday, nothing crazy happened. We only got a few splashes here and there until we rolled over into Monday. Now, Monday was when we started getting a bit more breeze and a bit more rain, but Melissa was nowhere near the island. Monday night, we decided that we're going to do a bit of a game show. I mean, we originally had a program that we have to follow because, you know, the hotel pays for everything. However, being that there's literally a hurricane, each of the performers or the shows that we had planned had been cancelled. So it was solely up to us to entertain the customers. So, here we go, number 2! The voting lines are now closed. The winner is... We'll be right back after these short messages. And we still had fun with the guests because at the end of the day, our main job is to make sure that we're keeping them entertained and a bit distracted from what is happening around them. The night was successful and everybody went to their rooms. We felt accomplished because remember, we had to think fast on our foot. Like without any form of external help, we decided to come up with our way of entertaining the guests, which was flawlessly executed. Now, rolling into Tuesday was when things started getting really serious. Tuesday was when I saw the breeze and the palm tree was all going in one direction. The palm trees are usually luscious and very vibrant. However, the breeze was blowing in one direction, so each palm tree had only one or two branches left, and every palm tree, every coconut tree had ponytails because the breeze was going in one direction. Where it got scary for me personally with Melissa and where it really started like making me feel scared was when it was a regular 2 p.m. that day. Like the wind was insane. When I say insane, I mean insane. Like honestly, like I was at the gym because I was at the gym. I was just like checking downstairs because I woke up to the group chat, the work group chat, with like flooded with messages. And there was water coming in from somewhere. We could not find the source of the leak or whatever, but there was water coming in through the gym, and I started, you know, kind of wondering, okay, what is happening right now? So I went to the gym. I saw that there was water down there. I was just like looking around and everything. It was still probably like 10 a.m. at this time. Wind was raging. Like everything was just moving so fast. There was so much people inside the lobby, like overwhelmingly a lot of people. Now, remember that there's 4 buildings and 2 buildings are out of operation for the customers. So we're only using 2 buildings for them. So who was at building 4 and building 3, they were now relocated to building 1 and 2. So everybody's in one space and it was hot. The ACs were still working. We still had light. We still had running water and everything. So I brought the bingo out. I play bingos. I play a bit of trivias. I brought bracelet making so, you know, they can take their man off everything. It was going absolutely fabulous. It was about, at this time, 1 going to 2 p.m. I told them that I'm going to come back for the next game, which is like in 15 minutes, because I want to make sure I have something going every hour upon the hour. Or every minute upon the whatever. I heard the general manager speaking over the microphone in the other room, which is the lobby over. He's saying something, but I wasn't hearing. However, I was about to start my next trivia, and then I got a quick tell the guests to go to their room. I was like, in my head, I was like, what is happening? I heard that the next resort next to us, there were glass being shattered by the heavy winds. Now, that's concerning for me because, one, where we were at the time, there was like at least 100 guests, and the windows were like floor to ceiling type big windows with 0 X's on them. And at that time I was worried because I'm like, oh my god, those windows are like the centerpiece. So I took the microphone up same time and I was just about to start telling them. And then the general manager, he came and I gave him the microphone and he started telling the guests, you have to go to your room for your own safety. And everybody at once started getting up and scrambling. It's almost like a stampede at this point. Some persons were moving faster than some because there was this one lady, she was the only one left in the place picking up a million things in one. She was crawling. I went over to her and said, hey, do you want help? Because at this point in time, I don't know if we had gotten a touchdown. Maybe we have gotten a landfall, not touchdown. The wind was whistling through every crevice, every crack of the entire resort. And it was scary because, first of all, every single crack, every crevice, every hole, every gap, there was like winds trying to force itself inside, and it was super scary. Like at one point, the ceiling, I don't know where did the water start coming from. I turned away for like a minute and then I looked back. The entire lobby area is flooding with water. There was like at least 4 housekeeping guys trying to get the water under control. It was just so much. It was overstimulating. The guests are trying to grab food before they go back to their room because allegedly at the time, once you grab your food now, which is at 2 or 3 o'clock, there will be no more food for the rest of the day because the wind, I think Melissa at this time had officially touched down onto Jamaican soil. So everybody was just frazzled. Remember, I'm still in the guest area. I'm making sure to grab what I could, which was to bring back to our office or to make sure that it's not a hazard. Guys, so after I grabbed what I could from the area, I made my way down into the room because I was advised, everybody was advised at this time to go to their room. Even us, like I went to my room as well because everybody was advised, go to your room, save yourself, verbatim. And I went to my room and I was looking through the window and outside did not look recognizable. When I opened the window and look outside, a cabana was inside the pool. Cabanas were ripping apart, like wood is being ripped apart in front of my eyes. It was something that I've never seen before. Like I said, the whistling. When I look at the bottom of the door, there was water trying to seep through the sliding thing into my room, and I watched and I clocked it before it came in. I stuffed it with a lot of towel. Now for that entire night, I closed the blinds and I went into prayer mode, because at this point it was getting real. Now I got a knock at the door around 6 or 7 p.m. They dropped off food, and I was in shock. Honestly, I was in shock, because I'm like, they're dropping off food door by door. That is so thoughtful, because once again, I thought once you grab at 2 p.m. and go to your room, there's no more food for the rest of the day. However, that was not the case. Food was being delivered door by door, and it was based off of how much persons is inside the room. So I had gotten a fruit cup, I've gotten 2 boxes of food with chicken, and there was still vegetable and all of that in it. And I was just like in shock, because I thought we would not eat anything for the rest of the night. However, I was grateful. Now, as it regards to tomorrow morning, the next day, which was a Tuesday, I stepped out of my room and I looked to my right. The hallway was flooded with water. No, it wasn't all of the hallway. It was just like a singular section was flooded a bit. And I had to walk through like an inch worth of water into the staff quarters. Now, when I go to the staff quarters, guys, this is where you know it's real or serious, when you see the staff. The staff seemed so defeated. Like there was just water every single way. There was mud, there was water, there was flickering lights. It was so chaotic. No, I clocked in, and on my way back, everybody was just up and down the hallways. People in uniform, people in no uniform, people like they were just scrambling like chickens without head, because we were all in just crisis mode. There's a leak here, there's a leak there, like leaks every single where. I went back to the room so I can change into my uniform to get ready for duty. I changed into my uniform and I was ready again back for duty. I went upstairs. The guests were grabbing breakfast, and I was in awe and shocked, because first of all, I didn't know that there would still be food after everything that happened yesterday and still happening today. I thought we were probably like irks on the food, but there has not been a single day within the 7 days or 6 days that I was there that there was no food. I have been eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, while food were still being delivered to the room in the afternoons or so. That happened for like 2 days, and then we jumped back to normal. The storm was raging outside. There was still breakfast being served. There was still dinner being served. There was still lunch being served. I went into the lobby, and most of the ceiling, well, not most, some of the ceiling was missing. The lobby was still flooding. The housekeeping team was working assiduously to make sure that they can control it and keep it as dry as possible. The hurricane was still raging. However, the eye had already passed. So the worst was already done. The worst of the storm had already passed. However, the worst of the situation was yet to come. Now, the next day following the eye being passed, it was still crazy outside, but it wasn't as whistling crazy around us. The gym was badly affected. Now the gym, one of the glass shattered. There was a lot of flooding downstairs. People were grabbing lunch, and what I found out is that somewhere between after I left my room, which was around 7 or 9, to like 1 p.m. in the day, water had went away. We didn't have water anymore. Water completely left the building. I had showered before I came out. I showered and I came out. And then I learned that water was gone. I was like, okay, well, thank God maybe it already, because I couldn't, persons did not have water anymore. And understandably, because whenever it's a hurricane, we lost 2 things, water or light. In this situation, I lost data. So I could not call straight or text straight or call, and it was a nay. Like it couldn't have happened. We also lost internet, so we were internetless for the Tuesday evening going into Wednesday, Thursday, and onward. No, the water was gone. Okay, cool. It wasn't as dramatic in the beginning stages until Wednesday roll along. No, obviously there's food, there's liquor, there's drinks, there's all of those things being provided. People have to go, people have to release, people have to do, you know. So Wednesday it started getting worse. No, the storm at this point had already passed, you know, a little splashes and a little wind here and there, but most persons were inside. And might I add, this was inside the whole time. So we've been inside Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and now it's Wednesday. There's no water, there's no Wi-Fi. So we were letting it work. For me, that evening we still did have the show and everything was good. People were still having fun in the afternoon because we were glad that the storm was gone. People was hopeful for going home. However, we did not have any access to the outside world to know how bad the damages were. We just know that outside looks crazy, but we're not allowed to go outside yet because there was board on the doors. There was like gigantic locks, so nobody could come in and ain't nobody going out. So we were still inside prior the storm being passed. We're inside for probably like a full day after. Where it got crazy is when people were struggling to flush their toilets, myself included. So I said, listen, the pool is very much there. We need to go grab water from the pool. I think probably I was the first person on the entire property to go open my slide window because that was the only access to outdoors willingly I had. And I opened the slide window and I catch water in the pool and I flushed my piss because I couldn't. No, the doors were now open again. I realized that the entire housekeeping staffs were getting water from the pool to like help guests flush their toilet. Like the hallways at this point was drenched, not in water from the pool, but from the effects of the hurricane. When I heard that the water gone, it wasn't really life threatening to me in the beginning. No, what gave me the shock of my life, and something I will never, it's a graphic memory that I'll probably never forget, is it was probably midday. Everybody was grabbing lunch. The lines were super long. I went into the restroom to urinate, and the moment I pushed the door, I don't know if you guys can relate to stale feces. It's like you left it in the bathroom probably like for a day. I stepped into the bathroom and the first whiff, stale feces. And I was like, oh my God, housekeeping. Like, that's the first thing that came to my mind, because I was like, what is happening? At this point, I was unaware of the water crisis. I was unaware of how serious it was, rather. Stepped into the restroom and I opened the stall and I saw doo-doo, tissue, doo-doo, tissue, doo-doo, tissue, doo-doo. Listen, people were going on one another's defecation and it made like a lasagna. That's not a pretty sight, I'm sorry. The sinks were a mess. Everything was in shambles. It was rank, it was mess, it was just a mess. People were using the toilets that were unflushable because there was no water at this time on the entire resort. Now, remember, I told you that the entire staffing team was devastated by the effects of the hurricane. I think in that moment, everybody had lost their spirit and their hope. There's also no water. So the bright idea to get water from the pool did not come up yet, because the door, every single door on the property was bolted shut with a gigantic padlock. So we had no access outside. However, once the doors were released, which was the Wednesday afternoon or the Thursday, I don't remember vividly, they started flushing and cleaning the toilets. Now, the outdoor toilets were unused. However, they were unusable because outside was flooded. Every single toilet on the property has been flooded with a lot of mud, debris from outside. It was just an unsightly look, okay? The housekeeping staff came up with a method to flush the toilet. Like, they would get like this gigantic reservoir of water and they would go room to room to like have guests scoop up like the trash can inside their room. They would like have to scoop up water inside the trash can to like flush their toilet. Now, here's the thing. We Jamaicans, we know how to flush a toilet with external water. Well, if that is not in the bowl. they don't know how to do that. Like, they will throw the water the wrong way and the water will waste, and they were like, okay. So how I know this is because I brought a bucket of water, big bucket, like probably this amount of water I brought to the room, and I said flush the toilet with it. The man wastes 99% of the water, and all me can say does be a tissue and feces afloat around. I said, sir, don't make me thump in your back, give me the water. So I went back downstairs, walk all the way up to the 3rd floor, pan the steps because the elevators are not working. I'm throw the water, because you have to throw it one way. It can't just be, no, you have to just dash it. Because if you don't dash it, it's not going to flush. So I'm going to flush the toilet for him and his wife. And I helped so much other guests make sure that the toilets were clean and cleared, because downstairs I was faced with a challenge of having my toilet in my room. Well, I was sharing room. It smelled like stale feces. There was nothing in the bowl. There was no pee in the nothing. However, because all the toilets has been banged up, I'm on the ground floor. All of that, whatever, has settled to the ground floor, where I'm smelling feces through the pipes, and it wasn't a pleasant sight. No, as for the staffs, everybody was trying to get by. We're trying to get food. We got a care package where we got a few apples, a few yogurts. The staffs were well taken care of. So this entire time we were well taken care of. Like, we could eat wherever we want, whenever we want, as long as we're not on duty or on schedule for anything. We were eating alongside the guests. We were eating from the guest buffets. We were enjoying ourselves. Well, we were trying to make do with what we have. Now, I have to give a big shout out to the F&B team. F&B team, did on a big one, because there's pastries, there's ice cream, there's buffet. When I say buffet, it's not like one thing every day. It's like a different Asian, everything mixed up in one, like a lot of different things to choose from every single day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, through the hurricane. Some resorts, there was explosions, there was flooding, there was so much. Every single resort was affected by Melissa, and other guests was posting about it. Some guests were being dragged for being insensitive. Some guests were just happy to be alive, and there was just like social media was giving us information from the outside world for the first time in like 2 days. We still didn't have any water. There was like guests catching water in the bin, going up to the 5th floor trying to flush their own toilets. Like, it was just everybody for themselves. The only thing that was guaranteed was food. Everything else is just like up in the air. Like, I would see people sitting down in corners, like on the ground. It felt so depressing. It was like so depressing. There was just like people crying. Like, I remember seeing some of my good Judies that I know prior to the excitement. They were party people and they were stretched thin. Like, they were crying profusely because the flights keep getting cancelled. They book for today, for tomorrow, it's get cancelled. They have been cancelled 6 times. 6 times. I understand where they were coming from. They really wanted to go home. It was not giving what they wanted it to give, sadly, so they really wanted to go home. Now, remember, at this time, I still don't know what's up outside the walls of the resort. We got an opportunity to go outside of the buildings, and the damage was unbelievable. Oh, my boats. Oh, damn. Why? Oh. Oh boy. Oh my god! Oh boy. For sure, for sure, for sure. My girl portions go look on the big glass them. Surprisingly they held up. But inside got flooded. OMG. Oh boy. Oh really? What? Which beach? Oh, OMG. Me glad over them. Me glad them party we didn't just do this year no mash up. Cause would look bad. Yes, I look good though with them damic. Yes, I look good in our man till all next year though. Steakhouse look the same like at the first hotel. Where go down, Arwa? Where go down? OMG. Me look at them, me look out for. At them, me I look out for. The ocean after the upper so that's why them one bag of something there so. Where the blood clot them Aki and something come from? No for scenography them there. A scenography them something there. No? Why would it be so far down here? So the under the player sign there, well that player sign there, that's from the scenography team. That we up at the gate one. Why then they so far down here so? And a river and they up there so with the Aki, I don't know which one the Aki tree there. Wow. Where's wow. This is for scenography. Scenography, me no know. All of them here something of scenography office they were at. They were all the way up at scenography, up at the container. We don't know how them rich and they are heavy as hell. Let me feel if it's warm. Nope, cold as ice. Here come. Where's that? Oh my god. This is my first hurricane and it's great. Well, this is my first category 5 hurricane because I've experienced probably like 4 in my lifetime, but this is by far the worst. Better they never hide them sitting here. I don't know who I go do all of this cleaning. Yeah? I don't know who. I don't want to say housekeeping because there's no way in hell. They want to call like one team. Them should have empty the pool, you know. But man, I drink coconut water. I go to a gazebo, come here and say gazebo. Look, the gazebo gone to rust. Rotted, flat. Oh, that one mashed up too? Oregon? Oh, good. May I come here video with me, sir? The jerk got solid. Say breeze past through it. Because if they never, if they ever do it the other way, that would have probably turn over. Yep. Oh my God, Bob Charlie's standing. No, we don't make it Bob Marley because we can be sued. Yes. Bob Charlie's the only one standing. That should say something. Bob Charlie. Remember when I did flood? The new one, you see the new one stuff them stay still. Because this built after burial and it's still standing. Oh wow. Solid. Solid. Oh my God. Nice roof. OMG man, OMG. The decoration them flat out. Ah boy, cannot be bothered. Okay. Wow, Sky Lounge. I don't know what the inner the breeze. Watch all the light, the back of the light so it tear out. No sir. Blade mostly inner the breeze. Not just this side there. Silla get hit bad. Season catch them. Yeah, soon. What time now? I'm about to meet Alicia. Actually, minutes soon? 8 minutes? Okay. Morning. Where? Oh my gosh. You get a wall to put them? It's all drywall. See the wall there under it. Over here I feel abandoned. Right now, this is the best time for hire one TV crew for go do one zombie apocalyptic movie over here. Cause this is giving zombie apocalyptical vibes. Abandoned resort with zombies, you know. Look for your next step. Turn the board over. And the gazebo, what is that feeling of? That one we trade them on that? It look like it has plants. I bet probably because it trade them on that. After I got to scope the place out, I came to the conclusion that I am going to be jobless because, oh my God, there is nothing in my heart that says there's still hope. At that time, I had lost everything. Like I lost my hope, my faith. I'm like, I don't have a job because this place looks unrecognizable. No, I don't have any pictures or any videos prior. I think I do. I'll show it along the way. Nothing looked recognizable anymore. Everything felt apocalyptical. Nothing felt right. And so I decided, well, I made my mind up that, Daniel, yikes, at this point we still don't have any Wi-Fi, so we're still off the planet. They sorted the Wi-Fi, they sorted the Wi-Fi thing out. However, I couldn't get reach to any of my families or my friends. Nobody. It was just like we were completely in the dark. I don't have any signal. Digicel completely failed me. Digicel, if you are ever watching this or if you know anybody from Digicel, please try to work on your cell services when it comes to natural disasters in the Montego Bay or West area, because every time it happened for Beryl and it happened for Melissa. The last time Beryl, I didn't have cell service. So please see how best you can expand your influence or your impact on the Western Jamaica regions, because you left me stranded again. Flo was working down there and up here, so Flo now work. So Flo, work on that as well, because you have to make sure that your customers comes first and secure the entire Jamaica. So through thick or through thin, you are still there to provide service that people are counting on you to provide. Now, fast forward, everything was getting a bit normal. Flushing toilet with pool water was getting normal. Showering with like 3 bottles of water was normal. Brushing my teeth with 1 bucket of water was normal. Brushing my teeth and washing my face with 1 bucket of water was getting normal. However, I was running out of clothes. Like, my clothes were so stink. Like, I had to wash my clothes in the bathroom sink with pool water. I blow dried it with the blow dryer. Now, there is a laundry. However, I couldn't wash it at the laundry because there's no water. The soap, I didn't have any soap, like fab, for like wash the clothes the right way. So my clothes smell like ass, literally. I decided, I gave up after my last pair of underwear because I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And I know there are bigger things happening around me, but at the time, everything felt normal. So shitting in unflushed toilet, I didn't do that, but it was feeling normal. Like, the storm gone, we're just trying to adapt to what is happening around us now. The guests were having a hard time with the water situation and the pooping situation. I'm like, listen, us Jamaicans, if we were in this situation, the toilets would have been cleaned because we're not touching the toilet. We're going to shit a bush. We're not pissing in the toilet, we're going to piss in the bush them. So that's us. We would not touch any of that. I got Wi-Fi back and I reached out and my family was good. Praises be to the Lord. They were good, but St. Elizabeth, Negril, Anova, all of those places have been impacted in the worst ways. At this time, I had made my mind up that I had to go home to see how bad it was. On my way back, this was the sight.
Because no Corona come back for you next year and hard, you know.
Depressing ride home. Like, if it's not flooding, then it is a roadblock or traffic jam or something. It was unrecognizable. The gas stations, oh my god. The gas stations, there was no car. There was only people with gallons of buckets in their hand trying to get gas for their car. Like, taxi fare spiked. Taxi fare spiked. The gas stations were crowded. ATM machines were empty. They were desolate. There was $0.00 in each ABM, ATM, whatever they're called. When I went into my community, luckily the community I was in was not impacted too badly. The roof was still intact, so that was something I had to give God thanks for. When I went into the house, I went to my room and I smell mold, which, well, not mold, but wet, like moist. I smell moisture. So I realized that my window, it was closed. However, water came through the cracks and it drenched the ground, and my mat picked up all of that, and it was there for probably like 4 days, and then it started smelling. Apart from that, everything else was good. Like, I had to worry about nothing, and I was really happy about that, because it could have been worse. Because on my way into my community, a lot of persons was repairing their roofs. Their rooftop was gone, and everybody, I'm just grateful that my situation was not as bad. But oh my god, did I mention, guys, me look like a madman? Me look like a madman. Me not even mention that. Anyways, I got it as close as I could to normal, somewhat normal again, and I was just really happy that I could do that. However, I did not have any light, I did not have any water, I did not have any signal, so at this point I'm completely at square zero. I slept in the house that night absolutely naked on the bed because I couldn't do it. The window was open, but there was no air coming in. The next day I made up my mind that I had to go relocate, because it's a very sad story. It's a very sad decision of mine, because I moved from Sanitation over 4 years ago for better, and however I have to go back because of my circumstances. So I decided to pack my bags, because I'm like, oh my god, I cannot, I literally cannot, and I have to do what's best for me. I gotta put me first. By the way, guys, I look like an absolute madman. I was supposed to get a haircut, but obviously because of the storm, my barber, I don't know what happened to him. If you see somebody who knows him, let them know that I said hi, because that's all I can say. No one want haircut so bad, and for me a barber is like a relationship. Like, I can't just be trimming any everywhere, but damn, I lost a good one for sure. But I'm gonna try to find another barber that can handle my receding hairline. If they reopen, or when they reopen, at that time I probably will be doing something else. So I would not, I can't be living in a $50,000 a month house if I'm not working a job and I'm going to be still needing to pay bills. No, that's not a good investment on my end. So I decided to move back home. The resort is gonna open back allegedly February of next year. Around that time I'm gonna be in a better position than I am now. So I rather come back home, you know, visit the family, stay with them for a few months, and then whatever happens that is happening for me happens, I'm going to definitely do that. But for now, that is what happened. Now, on my way to the bus park, I learned that the convenience stores, nowhere's not taking no damn cards. They don't want no cards, they want cash in hand. We were passing by this one spring, and the water there was not higher than probably like 1 inch, and there was like at least 100 people there catching water, bathing, trying to live, and I'm like, oh my god, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. Like, that's what really sealed the deal for me. I cannot do that. Like, the only thing that is left for people to start doing is eating one another, because they were pretty close to, like, the site was just apocalyptical, last days on earth vibes, and I was just like, I have to escape. So now, if there's by any chance you want to help what is happening to the entire St. Elizabeth, Montego Bay, Trelawney area, I'm going to see how best I can leave links to authentic and real sources that are making a change as regards to that. Your like means more to me now more than ever, because I'm jobless. So I'm solely depending on YouTube to pay my non-existent bills. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much. I appreciate you. God bless. I will see you in the next video, which won't be long because I got nothing now but time. So take care and God bless.